This might sound crazy, but the 2026 to 27 Toyota Stout could actually end the competition as we know it, not by being the biggest truck, not by being the most powerful, but by doing something no one expected. And once you understand why, you'll see why this truck is getting so much attention right now. Welcome back to MVP Wheel, where we don't just talk about vehicles, we talk about the ones that change the game. Let's start with a simple question. What do most people actually need from a truck? Not what the ads show, not what extreme off-road videos highlight, but real, everyday needs. The truth is, most truck owners aren't towing massive loads or driving through extreme terrain every day. They're commuting, running errands, going on weekend trips, and occasionally hauling something. And that's exactly where the Stout comes in, because instead of building another oversized, fuel-hungry machine, Toyota is expected to focus on something completely different: practicality. A compact truck that's easy to drive, easy to park, and actually makes sense for daily life. And that alone puts it in a completely different category. But here's where things really start to separate the Stout from everything else: efficiency. The biggest rumor surrounding this truck is the hybrid powertrain, and if that turns out to be true, it changes everything. Because now you're not just getting a truck, you're getting something that can deliver strong performance while using far less fuel. Think about that for a second. A pickup truck that doesn't constantly drain your wallet at the fuel station. A truck you can actually afford to drive every day. Without thinking twice, that's not just an upgrade. That's a shift, and this is exactly why some people are saying it could end the competition. Because it targets a completely different kind of buyer, not just traditional truck owners, but new buyers, people who want utility without the downsides of a full-size truck. Now let's talk about design. The 2026 to 27 Stout is expected to look modern, aggressive, and clean. A bold front grille, sharp lighting, and a compact but strong stance. It doesn't need to be massive to look powerful, and that's part of its appeal. It looks like a truck, but it feels more practical. Inside, things get even more interesting. This isn't going to be a basic work truck interior. Expect modern tech, large screens, smartphone connectivity, and advanced safety features. This is a truck you can live with every day, comfortable, connected, and easy to use. And then comes the pricing, the factor that could truly disrupt everything. If Toyota positions the Stout at an affordable price point, it opens the door for a huge number of buyers: first-time truck owners, young professionals, small business users, people who were previously priced out of the market. And that's where the real impact happens. Because when you combine affordability, efficiency, practicality, and Toyota's reputation for reliability, you get something very powerful. Not just a product, but a movement. But let's slow down for a second and be real. Saying it ends the competition doesn't mean other trucks disappear. Full-size pickups will still exist, heavy-duty trucks will still be needed. But what it does mean is that the Stout could dominate its segment and possibly create a new one entirely. And that's something we've seen before. When a vehicle hits the right balance at the right time, it changes the market. It forces competitors to rethink their strategies, and suddenly, what used to be normal starts to feel outdated. Now imagine this scenario. You're about to buy a truck. You're looking at all the usual options: big, expensive, fuel-heavy. And then the Stout arrives, smaller, smarter, more efficient, and significantly more practical. That decision becomes a lot harder, and that's exactly why this truck matters. But here's the reality check. Not everything you see online is confirmed. A lot of the hype is based on expectations and trends. Toyota hasn't revealed every detail yet, and that means some things could change. But even with that uncertainty, the direction is clear. The industry is shifting. Buyers are changing and trucks are evolving. And the 2026 to 27 Toyota Stout sits right in the middle of that transformation. So, does it really end the competition? Maybe not completely, but does it challenge everything we thought we knew about trucks? Absolutely. And sometimes that's enough to change everything. So before you make your next move, before you spend your money, take a moment to think about what you actually need from a truck. Because the answer to that question might lead you straight to something like the Stout. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe to MVP Wheel, and turn on notifications, because the trucks of tomorrow are not what you expect.